Hello there, my name is Pietrocola and welcome to my YouTube channel where we talk all things trading, finances, and money in general. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe right now. There is a lot to learn here. And as always, all the links to me and to my great friend Alessandro Pietrocola, who is joining me today.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much for coming by. And all the links to us and all the products that we have, trading learning programs that I'm offering, as well as the consultations that Alessandro does in the world of fintech. All the links in the description. And today's topic is a humongous one. And that is how to pitch $1 billion for your hedge fund. So, Alessandro, so if you think about it, $1 billion, a lot of people are thinking like this is, for a lot of people, $1 million is something that is, out of the ordinary. But in reality, if you think about $1 billion, it's not that very much. And just let me put it in perspective. Everything is, understood and by comparing things, right? So if you take a look at just DAX 30 index. So when you're trading, for example, futures on DAX 30, so the amount of money that goes through DAX 30 every day, I believe the number was somewhere north of $100 billion per day. It is absolutely staggering, the amount of money, and it's just one market. We have Hang Seng, we have United States, even bigger amounts of money are circulating in the places like NASDAQ, S&P 500, etc., Dow Jones. So, and then you're just sitting there thinking that $1 million is a lot, or even $1 billion. It's just a grain of sand in the whole world's economy, to be honest. So it's not really that very big, but the question is, how can you pitch it? So how can you make somebody invest, and of course you cannot go and pitch like $1 billion from one entity, so you need to do it partially. But how can we pitch? Because that's what we're going to be doing down the road together with you as well. And the question is, sitting there and thinking that this is such a huge amount of money, but so how can we do it? What's your opinion?
Well, I think unless you are not the CEO of SoftBank that he pitched 45 billion in 45 minutes, only 45 individual, then you need to work a bit out, and you need to understand how you can put stages and how you can put together different people. So it's all about networking. It's all about how you can combine different people together and go stage by stage.
And I think it's also important to understand the process, because this is very relevant. The actual path is also very similar to any big business or anything you're doing in life. There is the concept of infinite progression. So infinite progression is when you're starting slow, so the effects and the speed at which you're doing things is very slow. You might be, pitching like on average $5,000 per month, which is like nothing. But as you progress faster and faster, the numbers start to grow infinitely quickly, and then you get to $1 billion. You might have a hedge fund for 5 years, and in the last 4 years you've pitched like $20 million, but in the last 1 year you pitched like $500 million.
Absolutely, and the most important is strategy of your funds and what you want to achieve with your fund. So, and also be able to show an interesting track record.
This is
for
the most
investors.
important part.
Many people are focusing on how to pitch $1 million, but I always say, okay, how you can turn $1,000 to $2,000, and in how long time you can do it. This is the most important thing to start with. So you need to focus on strategy of the fund, on track record, involving the right team and the right person. And you don't need to, many people saying, oh, I need maybe 30 people, 40 people.
Absolutely not. Waste of money.
I told you in the last day, Ralio, until he managed $180 million, he did it
5 people managing $180 million.
From his he had a flat outside of New York now, I don't remember.
So in his home.
So, his home, yeah.
And that's the thing, a lot of people misunderstand these concepts. So for example, the real logical steps here, if you're good at stock picking, so you've done okay for yourself. So what you can do is, you can actually even speak with Alessandro, again, link in the description to his consultations, and he'll consult you in the matter of how to open your own hedge fund. So, and it's actually not that very difficult, especially if you want to do maybe in Singapore or United States, or if you want to start with private equity, it's going to be even cheaper and simpler to do. And you don't need.
Yeah, there are many solutions. Yeah,
you don't need $10 million to do it, as we spoke about in one of other video that we did
absolutely.
together. And so what you need is, it will cost you maybe $10, $20, $30,000 to get started, possibly even cheaper. Put in some of your own money. You can even start small, really small, and then build your track record.
Yeah,
so
that's the fundamental is a track record. Absolutely.
Yeah, so diversify your investment, do what you're usually doing, but do it from the perspective of when you show your track record, it has to be clean, understandable, replicable, so that when you show it to your potential investor, for example, me or Alessandro, and we'll look at it and we'll understand exactly what you're doing, where you're investing, how much money you've made, how much money you've lost, what was your exposure, what was your risk, what kind of sectors, and the logic behind your investment, etc. So it's like, pretty much like not a white paper, but it's like the whole business plan, so to speak, because, investing is a business. So, and when you have that, you'll be able to pitch, let's say, a little bit of money from friends, relatives, maybe some dude on the street, I don't know. But you'll get your foot in the door of managing at least some funds that are not your funds. And once you get over that and you end up managing a few $100,000 in this way, then you can actually pitch funds from a business, from
Absolutely.
somebody who is a bit bigger, maybe some friends of your friends, some relatives. Maybe if you are, going to upgrade your hedge fund, you can be regulated and advertise a little bit somewhere here and there, and baby steps. And that's what I mean by that infinite progression.
So I think that, and that is what my experience, that it's not about the size, it's about the strategy. And especially, probably if you are in private equity, you care much more about the size. But if you start with a stock picking, or if you start with crypto or something like this, you really don't need huge money at the very beginning. So you can really start with the 5 to 10K, what you can take from family or relatives or whatever. But the most important is a track record. So having a structure of the funds, what is easier and understandable. So not something complicated where one bank account is in Seychelles, another document is from Curacao Island, and then the money you pitch me in Europe, for example. so something
transparent.
Yeah, absolutely. Something what is transparent, everybody understands the tax planning, etc. So some valid structure, what is also valid for the investor. It's not because obviously if I invest in your funds, I don't want to go to pay 40% tax when I. So I mean, it should be some kind of some sort of nice structure. But the most important is your strategy and team behind. So you need to care about the strategy and the proper structure and the proper team before even to thinking about the size of the fund. And after, it may be very difficult to reach the first 50 or 100K. But after that, and if there are a clear result in terms of your strategy, in terms of return on investment, in terms of exposure, etc., then it will be much easier to pitch a guy who will put straight away $250 or $1 million just straight away.
And then a lot of people have been also asking me, so where do you meet those people of high net worth? Who are those people who can, over a dinner table invest $1 million into your hedge fund? And to be honest, even me, as discussed in one of the previous videos, that I don't really come from much, but I surround myself with mostly ultra high net worth individuals. And if you don't know what ultra high net worth is, it's like 25 to 30 million plus in net worth. And the thing is that I wasn't born in the same kindergarten with them, or didn't go to the same school with them. I just ended up knowing by an accident one guy who saw that I'm also up there in life. So he invited me to some other dinners and events where all these people come. So just basically it's networking.
It's about networking. It's about but you don't need to think, okay, how I can reach now
Elon Musk.
Hi, Elon Musk. No, you just start, and it could be the people who just live in front of you, and you can meet somebody. So
Be
network,
friendly.
absolutely. It could be even online. There are lots of, I don't know, LinkedIn. There are lots of opportunity, and maybe you end up after to meet somebody.
Go to expos.
Go to expo, absolutely. Expo is or exhibition now, of course, because of the situation.
Go to crypto. I don't know.
But there are lots of things.
Yeah,
Even
always.
last time we got invited to this crypto boat here in Dubai.
Yeah.
We met lots of interesting person. Like, I mean, we even didn't plan. Just a friend of us told there is a crypto boat leaving from here in Dubai.
And there were so many interesting people, and all of them are business owners, CEOs, ultra high net worth individuals. Some of them. In the last month in Dubai, I met 3 billionaires. And these people are just out of this world, but they're always, when I'm telling that I'm working on my own hedge fund, they're all like, oh, what's your minimum check? And what are you investing in? Oh, is it going to be future tech? Or what about venture capital? So it piques their interest, because a lot of times, and especially I have some Emirati friends as well, and they're asking me about when am I going to finally start accepting investments. So it's just, I have so many people in pipeline that I don't know how many millions of dollars I could collect right today if I would call them saying, I'm accepting investment. Even though, I'm refusing investment at this time because there's nothing to invest into. We're just working on it, and we have to have a track record when it comes to long-term portfolio building and stuff. But that's just how it works. When you're out there with people, you're being friendly, you're working on something, you're interested in the future of the world, you will always find like-minded individuals, and most of the time they will be high net worth individuals, and when you become friends with them, they will invest. And especially when, again, you worked with a little bit of money, and you worked with your family money perhaps, or your friends, or your own, at least something. And then you say, I'm good at stocks, and here's my track record, here's my website, and you communicate with these people, you go to these events, maybe 10 people will tell you no, but one guy will give you $250,000. He will be just like, why not? Let's give it a try, I like you. A lot of business is done over things like, I like you.
Absolutely. And how you look, how is your way of communicate, I think it's very, very important, because as an investor, I will really prefer to invest in some guy who give me trust comparison with somebody who is a bit more shy or have a bit more complex in his mind. Of course, if the strategy and return are absolutely the same, I would prefer to deal with people who is more extrovert and who can communicate easier than with a person who is much more close and introvert. But again, you don't need to, we discussed also in another video, you don't need to think, okay, I go out from my flat, how I can meet a billionaire. No, probably it starts with the guy who just do more money than you, who living just upstairs. So
a bit
ask
bigger.
him, ask him where he's going, and maybe at that in his circle you can meet another guy who is a bit bigger than him, and after bigger than him, so you can
you build a network of people even if you don't have a track record yet.
Absolutely.
So once you have it, these people will be your friends. And even me, I have some money in my life, but a lot of my friends are simple people. They are hard workers, great people, and they don't have any net worth really. But I don't judge people by their net worth. So if they would ever come to me with a great idea, they would get money from me. So that's the opportunity, and that's what you can do even before building your hedge fund. So surround yourself with those people, because networking is everything. And as I said in one other video, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. And that's very well, aligned with the concept of pitching money and hedge fund in general. But I think, Alessandro, we need to make very important note about pitching and hedge fund formation and pitching money for managing, and that is, don't do it with Forex. Because if you ever come to anybody saying that you're trading Forex,
run away.
People who have 1.5 IQ will run away from you. So it can be stocks, it can be crypto, it might be some private equity, it can be whatever, but Forex. You know, sometimes 99% of the funds that do Forex is just Ponzi schemes and rubbish that utilize the traffic of the name Forex, because Forex is the most well-marketed market in the world, but yet at the same time one of the hardest to trade actively. And in terms of long-term investments, I mean, you can do some trades maybe and do some investments into certain currencies, but all hedge funds, even if they do some Forex stuff, it's going to be like 1% of their portfolio, and mostly they're focused on other things that are a lot more explainable, predictable, and easier to trade.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's something that very important, that
Absolutely.
just
No Forex.
if you are thinking to open a Forex hedge fund, be prepared that nobody's is going to give you any money.
Yeah, and also you're going to have a lots of problem because the bank is feeling also not comfortable.
Yeah,
and,
because it's super high risk. Yeah.
It's super high risk, and also all Forex is leverage. So you can lose all your money without even realizing. While when you own some stocks, so even if you lose the money anyway, you have the stocks in your hand. So you can distribute to your investor the stock you have if something happens. When you have something crypto tangible, token, of course, you can give the crypto. So if you have a real estate, you can sell this real estate. But when you are in Forex, you buy nothing out of nothing, and you lose all the money, and you even don't know what.
So just as I always say,
so it's absolutely
stay away from Forex. And I mean, it's an okay market maybe to start with, to learn something, but just do your best and do yourself a favor.
To run away as soon as possible.
Yeah, and run away as soon as possible into market, you know, maybe futures, stocks, whatever, crypto, but just not Forex. And just, if you want to trade it, it's up to you. You know, a lot of people are fighting me on this, but it's up to them. But maybe
I receive all of time the people that
people are just brainwashed when it comes to Forex.
The Forex. There are lots of people that they really like Forex, blah blah blah.
Some of them are pitching me money from me into their Forex fund, and I'm like, holy shit. I should call Alessandro. I tell him that there is an opportunity to invest into the next star Forex hedge fund.
Absolutely. And I not see nobody who really did some money.
I don't know a single trader.
I don't know a single trader who did really huge money out of Forex. The only one who did money are the brokerage platform.
The brokerage platform. And we know some of those as well.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, I know some traders who started with Forex, but all of them, each single one, moved on to futures, stocks, crypto.
Absolutely.
And a lot of them lost a lot of money in Forex and then moved on to those ones. Some of them made some money in Forex, but they realized that it was just blind luck. And some people are lucky. Some people are lucky for like 2 years in a row, but it does not mean that it's, you know,
a way of investing. Of course.
It's not. And nobody's going to invest in it. So if you're crazy enough to do it yourself, suit yourself, but never even start thinking about pitching somebody with crypto garbage. I'm sorry, with the Forex garbage. Nobody's going to invest into it ever. Right. So it's getting too long as always, but I think
it's a pleasure.
I think that people will get a lot out of it. And guys, please like the video if you found this useful, and always leave your comment. Let us know what kind of a topic we could cover. And again, all the links to everything in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next videos. And Alessandro, thank you for joining me. Always a great pleasure.
My pleasure.